So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Also, I have been working on a deck. Oh, well, that opened really easily. Been working on a deck for um, a member, Andy R. It's a Nova deck with infiltration, where you can like thwart down and get a minion to like continue his Unleash Nova Force turn. I'm excited for it. I'm pretty pumped. So nice. Okay, need to always remember that I can never get these open. There we go. To be forceful with it. Also, I am out of sleeves, so I just ordered new sleeves. I have like two half boxes that I pulled from some of my other spots, but yikes. Alrighty. Oof, I like this art. So we got Tristan Darkwater as our Phoenixborn. He has a battlefield of 9. Well, that's kind of insane. I think the most I've seen before this is like 6. Watching your new Gambit and Green video, the protection engine is the protection engine is so much fun. You got the change in fortune, drawing all the cards, just being able to flip up. Protection engine is sick, especially for heroes like Gambit who are already set up to just be really, really effective in perfect defense. He gets a free ready too, which is just silly. I love Gambit's so good. 9 is insane. 9 is really, really crazy. It's also a 17 battlefield. I'm assuming that he's gonna have some sort of like really small minions that he's just gonna summoning and flooding with. Which like I think this pack was called the Flood of something. Where'd I put the pack? Oh, I threw it away. Of course I did. 17 health. He has a spell board of 3, so that's a little bit lower than what I'm normally seeing. And then a Magnify, which has a side action. We can exhaust and spend a basic die. Choose any number of units you control with a combined life value of up to 3. During attack actions this turn, the numeral values of all of their abilities are increased by 1. Oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder if we're going to see some sort of swarm attack or something like that. Because just the way that that's worded is a little weird to me, based if there's not something that they're trying to like, some mechanic that they're trying to like specifically target for Tristan. But that's really fascinating. So let's see what his special cards are. We got the tsunami shot, sick. So this is Green Arrow and Poseidon kind of tied together. The Tsunami Shot, main action spell, 2 basic die. Resolve the following effect up to 4 times. Deal 1 damage to a target unit and opponent controls. See, that seems really, really strong. Especially in this Red Rains environment where um, you can just kind of clear out a bunch of their like smaller things or things that have not attacked yet. And for 2 basic die, it's effectively, yeah, it's 4 damage for 2 basic die. That's but it's also flexible. So I think it's a little bit under curve for what like damage output we're typically looking for. But the flexibility of this makes it feel really, really strong. And that's definitely gonna go into one of our opening hands. Nice. That is his special card or his unique card. And so if we see any more of those, we can only include up to 3 unique cards. Next up, we have our first ready spell, the Summon Prism Terra. Just cost a main action to put it onto the table. And then to summon, you're going to exhaust spend 2 song dice. I think that's what they're called. They came in the Song of Soaksen, the teal dice. Um, to place 3 Prism Terra conjurations onto your. There you go. There you go. There's your acceleration. Focus 1. So if you have at least 2 of these kind of stacked on top of each other. So focus 1 until the start of your next turn or the next round. Prism Tetras you control cannot be targeted by spells, abilities, or dice powers an opponent controls. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go ahead and pull out what a Prism Terra is. And also, we know we're at least running this die. I didn't look up what dice Tristan likes to use, or his precon uses, I should say. Kind of hope it's monocolor. I feel like I haven't played a mono deck in a little bit. Radiant Leviathan looks sick. Oh, these are so pretty. Holy cow. Okay, look at these. So the Prism Terras, you place 3 of these out, but they're all different color. That's such a unique touch. I'm curious if they have a different like ability, but like Wow, that's so pretty. I like that one. I like this one. Nope, that one's my favorite so far. Yeah, I think this is my favorite. I'm a sucker for blue green. As you can tell from my logos. So these are fearful. They cannot block. They have group tactics 1. After you declare 3 or more attackers, you may add 1 to this unit's attack value for the remainder of the turn. So yeah, that's a yeah, you can choose to attack multiple with multiple enemies, can't you? Forgot about that. Yeah. So they have attack of 0. So if you attack with 3 or more at the same time, you can bump these up to 3. And then his ability Magnify, you spend a basic die, choose any number of units with up to a 3 life value. So if you have 3 of these Prism Terras onto the battlefield, you can use your side action, give them all +1, then swing for 6. So that seems pretty good. I just love the touch that they're all different colors. They do have the Scatter, which is discard this unit at the end of the round unless it has 1 or more status tokens on it. Interesting. So those are the Prism Terras. Nice. Yeah, it's an interesting mechanic. I'm here for it. We got the Summon Seafoam Snapper. Now, my favorite animal in the entire world is a turtle, and so I'm very excited about this. So the Summon Seafoam Snapper, we've got a I think we're using time dice again. Nice. Place a Seafoam Snapper by spending 1 top tier time dice conjuration onto your battlefield. So yep, they are time dice. So it looks like we're gonna go dual color with teal and red dice. Nice. The time dice I remember, I don't quite remember exactly what their dice power is, but I remember it being pretty cool. I just played with them for the first time. Ha! This deck seems fishy. Now, don't show yourself out with that. Come on, that was amazing. So the Seaphone Snapper, I did get a sneak peek earlier. I don't know what it does. He's got a lot of things to summon. The Seaphone Snapper, the best. The best. He's hungry. When this unit comes into play, destroy an exhausted conjuration you control. If you do, place 1 status token on this unit. Then he is also tough. After this unit is dealt damage, if there are status tokens on it, remove them all to prevent 1 damage from being received. And he's a 2/1/0. Interesting. Okay. So I guess like if you're going to be discarding the Prism Terras from the battlefield regardless at the end of the round, you might as well have the Snapper eat them up. There you go. Then we've got our last ready spell slot in the precon. I assume there's no more actually, but we're summoning the Tidal Crab. Now this one costs a basic dice to put on the table. And then as a main action, exhaust mid tier of both of our teal and red dice. I need to look up what that teal dice is. I think it's Song, but I'm gonna find that here in a second. Place a Tidal Crab Conjuration onto your battlefield and place 2 status tokens on it. I always like Ashes and like opening up new decks for Ashes because I'm always looking at what that opening hand is going to be because you get to choose your opening hand. And it's like every single one of these feels like a fairly decent starting hand. All right, we got the Tidal Crab. He looks so cute. He looks so happy. Unburden. We can move a status token from this unit onto another unit you control. That's cool. So you can throw it onto the Snapper to prevent damage. You can throw it onto the Prism Terra so that they're not being discarded at the end of the round. And then it's a 2/3/0. However, you reduce this unit's attack value by 1 for each status token on it. So it comes in with 2 status tokens, meaning it's a 0/3/0. But as a side action, you can move something over. They're getting negative effects for having the tokens on them. However, your other units out there are having positive effects for it. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool actually. I'm gonna find these dice power cards. Sympathy Magic. That's what it's called. We got Sympathy Magic. And oh, where did I put time? I actually don't remember if I ever got a time one. I think I looked it up last time. Palmy is Ashes a fun solo game? I really enjoy it solo. I had a lot of fun with it, like in the PvP version as well. But the true solo I enjoy more. I know it can be played two player. I have not done that yet, but I do think that the implementation from the PvP to the PvE version was really really well done. So yeah, I think it's a great solo game. It's very very akin to Champions in the sense that it's a pick up play rather than like a campaign. I think there is actually a campaign element to it, but I've never dived into it. So delighted for some Ashes. Let's go. Have you ever played Tristan Darkwater before, Friendly Robot? Next up, we got the Summon Radiant Leviathan. Okay, so I think this is the first time that I've ever seen an action spell summon a conjuration. Typically, those are the ready spells, the ones that kind of look like the books here that are summoning the conjurations. This is an action spell, so it's when you have it in your hand, you spend the incredible amount of resources, top tier die of sympathy magic, a mid tier die of time, and then two basics. So four resources. That's big. To place a Radiant Leviathan conjuration on your battlefield and one status token on it for each other conjuration you control. Is there a good amount of content for solo? Yeah. Um I would say that I have played I don't know. I have not opened half of the stuff that I have. Um there's a lot. There's a lot for. And then they just did Ash's Ascendancy, so they had a Kickstarter. So you can check out. I wonder if late pledges are still open. Um, but they're like they just revamped it and they have like a new package making it a little bit easier to buy into. I believe it's called Ash's Ascendancy. Whereas this one is called Ashes Reborn, and then they have like upgrade packs. So if you have like Ashes Reborn or the original Ashes, you have like products that you can then convert your old stuff into your new stuff. It's just mainly like reprintings and erratas and stuff. I haven't played this at all. Nice. I am playing Tristan today. He's the Poseidon plus Green Arrow. It feels like I'm excited. I just like watching this. I'm so happy. Nice. The Radiant Leviathan looks amazing. It reminds me kind of like of a Purgle from Star Wars, those big space whales, right? But this comes in and it comes in with one status token on it for each other conjuration you control. It is Cole's Cole said. I don't even know how to pronounce that. We only have one of these, by the way. Other units you control cannot be targeted by attacks by an opponent that an opponent controls. Interesting. This is a 3/5/0. And then refract. When this unit is destroyed, place one Prism Terra Conjuration onto your battlefield for each status token on this unit. Okay, that's sick. So you get to summon all of these Prism Terras, which you have like 9 of them, right? So if you have like 8 of these onto the table, or let's say 6, because you've summoned 6 of them because you get to place 3, then you play the Radiant Leviathan, you place 6 tokens. These all go away at the end of the round. Radiant Leviathan, when it leaves, you place 6 more onto the battlefield. That's sick. That's so much fun. I need like a strength in numbers, right? From like champions. Usually don't sleeve these. I need where you can exhaust any number of units to draw that many cards. I would love that for this like ally swarm deck. Conjuration swarm deck, I should say. I really like the theme. Radiant Leviathan is so pretty. I may not run with one of these in the opening hand. I'm because you can only have 5 cards in your opening hand, only one X of any card that you choose. This may be a better one to draw into later after you've kind of gotten your engine set up and you have multiple things that you can put onto the battlefield. Whereas if I hold on to this, I feel like I'm not playing this turn one. I'm building a little bit more turn one. So I think this may be one that we forego, even though this is kind of like our AD carry. This is like the in-game card. So we got the Darkwater Hunter. We got 3 copies of this. This costs 2 mid-tier time dice, and it has Blood Scent. I actually don't know what that. I assume that's just like an ongoing ability. I don't think I've seen that kind of blue background before. After one or more wound tokens are placed on an opponent's Phoenixborn, you may play this unit from your hand without paying its main action cost. Stock. This unit cannot be guarded against. It's a 3/2/1. That's really cool. So when you. Oh, and you can Tsunami Shot. No, Tsunami Shot can't hit the Phoenixborn. Never mind. I was like, if you Tsunami Shot poke the Phoenixborn for like 1, then you get the Darkwater Hunter coming in to save you one of those main actions. Now you still have to pay the dice cost, but um you do get the acceleration on the action economy there, which is pretty cool. I think this is also one that I may not throw in my opening hand because turn 1, I'm very rarely looking to push damage onto the Chimera, which is the opponent's Phoenixborn. Those are kind of like similar turns whenever you're playing Red Rains. And so I'm not necessarily looking to push too much damage here. And so this may also be not a great target for that opening hand. Sharks are super powerful in PvE. No Chimera guard roll. Oh, so you always hit the aspect. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's really really cool. Hey Chris, how's it going? Mm, sick. We got title shift. This is a action spell. This is also a side action. It costs a mid-tier sympathy, mid-tier time, and it is move 1 exhaustion token from a ready spell you control onto a target unit an opponent controls. That seems incredibly good. That seems really really strong. I like it. So the nice thing about PvE is once all of the uh, battlefield conjurations or the battlefield cards on the Chimera's battlefield are exhausted, they just pass. Is a very fun pre-built in your opinion? Oh, nice! I'm so excited. I just kind of grabbed them at random. Like, actually, no, literally at random. I just kind of like reached into the back because I have them all like stacked. I'm like, yoink, this is the one. So he looked really fun. I've never seen anyone with a battlefield of 9. Seems really exciting. Um, yeah, title shift seems pretty good. Probably get another Seaphone Snapper onto the table. Next up, we have Wave Crash with some of the most gorgeous art, I think, in this entire set. Got our Ashes Purgle, the Radiant Leviathan Surfing. This is a side action, a mid-tier Sympathy Magic dice. Remove a status token from a unit you control to deal 2 damage to a target unit and opponent controls, or 1 damage to a target Phoenixborn. That seems good. So sometimes the status tokens are good, sometimes they're bad. So like if we have Wave Crash, we can pull the status token off of the Seafoam Snapper, which increases his attack effectively because for every status token, he's reduced in his attack. So we can pull that off and deal 2 damage to something. The Tidal Crab, we don't want to pull it off of that, and we don't really want to pull them off the Prism Terras as well. But I feel like the Prism Terras are kind of like those token units that if they die, they die. We'll get 3 more next turn. So um, just a side action for 2 damage feels strong. We've got Stand Still. This is a reaction spell. It's a mid-tier time magic dice, and I believe that's the discard icon. Someone familiar with that? I'm like 99. I will say 90% sure that's the discard. So discard a card. You may play the spell after you declare attackers. Choose a target unit an opponent controls. Units with that unit's current title cannot be declared as blockers for the remainder of the turn. That does not feel like the best card for the PvE version, right? Because there are no blockers. So I think that's our meditate card. Unless I'm completely missing something. And finally, we have got the Ocean's Gift. This is a alteration spell, meaning that we are going to attach it to a unit. It's a side action. Spend 1 mid-tier time magic dice. When the spell comes into play, raise 3 dice in your active pool. 1 level. Oh, that's really fun. This unit now has the following ability: Bestow 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, you can place 1 status token on a unit you control, and it gives +1 attack. That's nifty. That's really, really nifty. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where or like what the best option for this would be. Potentially, I think I would like to target the snapper, the crab, the leviathan. I don't know if this is really going for that prism terra. But it could. I like the idea of being able, like the immediate benefit of getting like +1 level on 3 of your dice. That seems really cool.